This is WVLT News at Noon.
Thank you for joining us for WVLT News at noon on this Tuesday before Thanksgiving. I'm Whitney Turner. Well, right now, Gatlinburg City Hall is in a temporary location after a major water main break caused damage on all 3 floors of the building. The new location, at least for today and tomorrow, is at the American Legion building on the Parkway. The official City Hall building will be closed until at least Thursday. Several school districts are closed due to students and staff impacted by sickness. Morgan, Jefferson, and Granger County schools are all closed for the rest of the week. Claiborne County is in remote instruction today before closing for the holiday. But officials in Knox County say absences among students and teachers are manageable right now. The district tells us in the last week it has seen the highest attendance it had in the last 3 weeks. Sickness is not evaluated on a school-by-school basis, so any decisions made will affect the district as a whole. Well, this Thanksgiving, travel is expected to reach just shy of pre-pandemic levels. That means busier roads, hotels, and airports. The good news is there are ways to avoid some of the hassles and delays that come with traveling. Holiday travel hacks are going viral right now, and some advice from travel experts: ditch that checked bag, only bring a carry-on. But if you have to check a bag, a lot of airlines allow you to track your luggage on their app. You can also track your own bag with a device like an Apple AirTag.
If your flight gets canceled or you miss a connection, it's far easier to get put on a new plane and be nimble if you don't have a checked bag that they have to go find and move to a new flight.
Heavy traffic and high gas prices are big concerns for drivers. The best advice is to drive when everyone else isn't. That's easier said than done, but the worst times to drive are from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow and 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. on Sunday. And right now, the holiday shopping season is ramping up. Malls and stores are preparing for large crowds between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Despite historic inflation and recession fears, the National Retail Federation says this could be the busiest holiday shopping season since it started tracking it in 2017. The NRF says some Americans will likely cut back on other things and be more strategic with deal hunting.
Even if there's a recession, people want to make it happy, and they want to do whatever they can to, make sure their family has a good time.
An estimated 166.3 million people are planning to shop from Thanksgiving Day through Cyber Monday. It's almost 8 million more than last year. Meanwhile, one of Knoxville's biggest holiday events is getting started today. We're getting an early look at what's to come. Take a look. This is the Fantasy of Trees happening now. More than 350 trees filling the Knoxville Convention Center in downtown. Last year, the event raised more than $500,000, bringing life-saving medical equipment for East Tennessee Children's Hospital. You can get another look at the winter magic on WVLT News starting at 4 o'clock. Plus, be sure to join Chief Meteorologist Heather Haley and our Ted Hall tonight as we give you another full look at the Fantasy of Trees. We'll tell you how you can get involved in all of the holiday fun this year. All of that starts tonight at 7 o'clock right here on WVLT. It is 12:03 now. We do want to get a check of your first alert forecast with meteorologist Paige Noel. A lot of people hitting the roads, hitting the skies. The good news is we're seeing some warmer temperatures here.
Yeah, we're starting to warm up not only today, but over the next couple of days, especially heading into tomorrow, which is one of the busiest travel days of the year. Get to that in a second, but first check out the clouds kind of moving in. We got a few of those on and off throughout the day today. It's 48 in Knoxville to 49 Kingston. We're 50 Crossville to 52 Oneida, already warming up to 52 Morristown to 50 in Sevierville. We're going to continue to be on that mild side as we head throughout the day today. So if you're trying to get out, maybe go on a walk or a jog because kind of thawing out a little bit. We're 52 at 1 o'clock to 54 by 2 o'clock, 57 there by 3. Continue to see more of that sunshine. Again, some high clouds here and there are possible, but overall looking like a pretty good day. We got a few clouds tonight. Temperatures look to drop into about those upper 20s to lower 30s once again. It's a very cold and frosty start to your Wednesday, but really looking like the pick of the week as we warm up into about the lower 60s. And then by the time we get into your Thanksgiving, we got that mixture of sun and clouds as we head throughout the day. Mostly dry conditions, but then we are tracking that rain to move in mainly after dinner time there, overnight, early into your Black Friday. All the latest timing on this, plus how much rain to expect coming up.
Paige, thanks. Well, over the weekend, at least a dozen explosions were heard around a Ukrainian nuclear power station, which has been in Russian hands since February. Chris Livesay has the latest on the looming threat.
More than a dozen shells slammed into this building over the weekend. A sad reality made terrifying by the target, the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant. Shelled repeatedly since March, the world has held its breath since Russian forces seized it at the start of the war. Its 6 reactors caught in the crossfire. Now, at great personal risk, one of the workers held hostage inside is providing regular updates to our team in a CBS News exclusive.
Do you think there's any risk of a nuclear meltdown?
Russian forces are capable of anything. They behave like monkeys playing with hand grenades. They're reckless and stupid.
As for why? Sabotage. Moscow has already tried and failed to steal the plant by linking it to the Russian grid. Now it wants to make sure Ukraine can never use it again, he says. Of course, this is incredibly dangerous, as Mariano Grossi, the director of UN's nuclear watchdog, told CBS's 60 Minutes.
Until we have this plant protected, the possibility of a nuclear catastrophe is there.
A catastrophe, the worker tells us, Russian forces could attempt to wield as a weapon.
Do you have any reason to fear that Russia has plans to turn this nuclear power plant into a nuclear bomb?
Personally, I don't have any evidence of dirty bomb, but I'm not allowed to walk freely through the plant. They're certainly preparing something, but what exactly, I don't know.
Now, to be clear, he suspects what the Russian forces are trying to do is dismantle the nuclear plant so that Ukraine can never use it again. It's an extremely risky gambit. Meanwhile, the IAEA has been granted access inside the plant, and they say, for the time being, there are no signs of security or safety risks. Chris Livesay, CBS News, Zaporizhia, Ukraine.
And rescue workers are racing to reach people still buried in rubble a day after an earthquake struck Indonesia, killing more than 250 people. Many of the victims are believed to be children trapped inside of their schools. The 5.6 magnitude quake damaged thousands of buildings on Monday. Seismologists reported dozens of aftershocks. The U.S. is inching closer to a railroad strike after union members voted down a tentative labor contract. If a deal cannot be reached by next month, a strike could follow, costing the economy $2 billion a day and potentially raising gas prices. The no vote follows similar contract rejections by 3 other rail unions. People at the bargaining table say they're still confident a deal will get done. Well, you may not have to pay for that blue check mark just yet. Up next, see why Elon Musk is putting off Twitter's new paid verification plan. Plus, scammers are taking advantage of the holiday shipping season. What to look out for next.